love, please. Vancouver. How you guys doing?
Yeah.
What do you guys want to talk about? Seriously.
Let's talk about making it.
Great to be here with you guys. As always, it's we were just reminiscing at the back of the room a little bit about this is where Vancouver actually started from. This room, right here. Back room. And how many of you guys were there for that? Oh.
No, we came later. We weren't prepared for it.
No?
No.
The very first one? We were at this room on the...
We were here.
Yep. It was, we kicked off Vancouver in this room with a small group of people. I'd say there was probably 25 people or so, maybe 25 people or so. And we kicked it off here for almost 3.5 years ago with the Body by Body Challenge. How many of you guys are new in the last 90 days? How many of you guys are new within the last 6 months? Well, it can't be less people that are new in the last 6 months than in the last 90 days. Show of hands if you're new in the last 90 days. So you put your hands up high. Cool. And how many of you guys have not seen me speak before? Everybody? Okay, so I got to come up with something really new and cool. Many of you guys know my story. I've been here with the company now for about 4 years. I love that sound. I've been with the company for about 4 years, and I was trying to think of what I could convey to you guys, what I could talk to you guys a little bit about. That you're not going to get significantly in Toronto on July 18th for the launch. If there's one thing I could share with you guys is anything's possible. You guys believe anything's possible, and everything happens for a what?
Reason.
Right? And I believe firmly that I look back on my life and look back on the career that we've had here, and I believe that I was put in a certain position, I was put in a situation in my life that enabled me to be able to take the action that I took in order to be able to get where I'm at today, and as well to be able to impact the number of lives that Jennifer and I have impacted over the past 4 years. I look at our dads and our situation and our scenario as a story that was waiting to be written. How many of you guys are in a position in your life right now where you want to make a change in your life? Right? For myself, the biggest, most important thing that I've ever learned, is that you control your own destiny. And so many people, I find, they allow life to happen to them instead of creating and designing their own life. As soon as I learned that I control and I hold the pen, and that I can actually write my own story, that's when things really started to change for me. And we went from $100,000 in debt, as you guys know, to earning millions and millions and millions of dollars, and helping dozens of people become millionaires over the past little while. And the biggest thing that excites me with where Visalis is at right now is where the system is at right now. The whole concept of challenging people. The whole philosophy of being able to go out and truly impact somebody else's life. For me, that's the most humbling thing that I can ever think of. And I look back and we reflect, Jennifer and I sometimes, on what we've done over the last 4 years. And the biggest thing that excites us the most is knowing that we've just gotten started. I'm on the road 24/7 right now, doing webinars at 5 a.m. in Germany. Sleeping for an hour and then getting up and doing another webinar, sleeping for 2 hours. What?
Happy anniversary.
Oh, right, yeah. So, today's anniversary.
It's his anniversary today.
Aww.
Thanks.
Aww.
You're amazing. Thanks for being here.
It's, getting to the top and pursuing your dreams and passions, sometimes you have a lot of sacrifice. With great sacrifice comes great reward, and sometimes you have to sacrifice a little bit to get a lot. And Jennifer and I not being together on this day does not mean that we're not going to celebrate a couple days from now, right? We're not one that subscribes to the ancient ways of on this day you have to celebrate this day. On this day is Christmas Day. You have to do presents on this day. No, every day is Christmas if you want it to be. You can buy presents and do things. You can celebrate your birthday whenever you want. You can celebrate your anniversary whenever you want. It's your life. You can do it. You control and you write your own story, right? Who controls the pen? Who owns the pen?
We do.
You don't have to do anything a certain way. And I enjoy the fact that I love doing things that are different. I love going off the mold, outside of the box, and doing things that you shouldn't have to do that. My parents, I go back home, my dad has a specific seat at the table. You guys are like, like, yeah, so do I. We grew up in such a strict, regimented program in society that sometimes it's hard for us to think outside the box. And when I grew up with my family, this is kind of a total side tangent, but when I grew up with mom and dad, we ate dinner every day at 5 o'clock. How do you guys eat at a specific time? You might, kind of, sometimes. And we ate at 5 o'clock every single day, supper time. You had to be home, eat supper time. You don't sit there, you probably sit there. That's his seat.
Yeah.
Right? And I found as I got older and I became more free and more free-spirited mind-wise, and started realizing that the rules are not necessarily the rules. The rules are just simple guidelines for somebody else who wanted to do it his way, and that's what he wanted to do, and it just got handed on generation to generation to generation. And eventually, you can snap out of it and you can break outside the mold, right? And that's really a big, actually that's a good side tangent because it kind of tangents right into where we are today. For me, it was breaking out of the 40 by 40 work week. It was breaking out of the mold. And it was really going out there and saying, hey, you know what? I want to do something different than what I'm currently doing right now. I don't want to go and work 40 by 40. How many of you guys want to work 40 by 40?
No.
Not one of you. No? So what do you see in your life right now? What do you see? What's a dream life for you guys?
Travel.
Nat did a little bit of training on goal setting. What's a couple things that you guys threw out for goal setting?
Travel.
What do you want to do?
Travel.
Travel where?
Travel and read.
Dinner at the top of the CN Tower with my son.
CN Tower.
Oh,
What
sorry,
else?
not CN Tower.
What else do you guys want to do? What's your number one goal?
Retire my parents.
Let's do where you are.
Why is that?
I can do it.
Where am I?
Like at the top of an organization, right? Doing really, really well for yourself, and you know where you're going.
So why is that important to you? Great question, isn't it? That's what I encourage you to think about. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Just be financially free and not have to worry about anything like that. Just live life.
What does living life look like?
Well, basically the ability to do exactly what you want to do, right? No limitations like, oh, I gotta go to work this time and then basically just do what you want to do, right?
Freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah.
All comes down to freedom.
Yep. The biggest thing, we can all take action and do whatever we want, right? You guys could all go and challenge 100 people a day if you wanted to, right? And the only thing that differentiates you from, Nat and Harvey, who's challenging people consistently and constantly every single day, the only thing that really changes is your why. Harvey wanted to eat steaks every single day more than you wanted to do X. So what's your goal right now? What's your why right now? What is that?
Retire my wife.
Retire your wife. Why do you want to retire your wife?
It's a tough whole job that she's in health. So
Okay.
it's been a long haul for her. She's just about ready to retire.
About ready to retire.
Okay.
And assuming she didn't have to work anymore, what would be something you guys would do together?
Travel.
Travel a lot more. So it's less about quitting the job and it's more about being able to spend more time, spending quality time with your wife around the world, right? The more you can drill down on why you're here, guys, the more action you'll take. The most powerful thing that I know for success is having the strongest desire and drive and dream that you possibly could ever have. And I still work on mine every single day. Every single day. I'm always redefining my why. I just got accepted as one of the students for John C. Maxwell. And that's the first question on his application form. First question. Why are you with Visalis? What's your goal? What are your dreams? Why do you deserve to be a part of this program? Interesting question. Why do you feel you should be a part of this question? That's the way you phrase it. But the first question was what? Why? If you ever pick up the book, Start With Why, I would highly recommend it. Start with why. But for each of you that are here, you've got to create and design your why. And it's something you have to work on. It might not be something that's immediate like that. But if your why is strong enough, you'll eventually get through it. And for I used to do a training the first year that I was here. I used to do a big training on why. And you guys always hear me. I'm always consistent with finding your reason and knowing why you're here, right? I always talk about that because I believe it's the most important thing you could possibly have. Everybody always wants to know, well, you know, how does the comp plan work with this, and what happens with this, and where does this happen, and where does this go, and what's my plan, what's my plan, what's my plan, what do I need to do, what do I need to do? In the end, if your why is strong enough, then the how doesn't matter. Now, I'm not saying we don't have a how. We obviously have a how, we have a what, but the why is the most critical and crucial component to that whole thing, right? And if you have that, you'll figure everything else out. And you know, if I was to give you a roadmap to this little tiny town that I'm from, where you know you drive in and you go over a bridge and you know you got water underneath you, it's absolutely beautiful scenery, and up and to the right when you come across the bridge, you've got this great little hill, and the entire city is built on a hill all the way up at probably about a 40-degree angle, and it's extremely steep. And off to the left of that, on the bridge, you can see a town way far in the distance. It's pretty well as far as your eye can see. And in that town is a town called Lincoln. And Lincoln is where I'm from. Lincoln is a small little tiny town. And I could draw you a map of that town. And I could draw you a map of that town. I could tell you exactly where to go, what to get. If you wanted to get fresh cut daisies, I know where I could send you. If you wanted to go pick strawberries out of U-Pick, I could send you to a few of those and a couple apple orchards and a couple places to even go on a farm if you wanted to. And I could send you all those different kind of places, but if you don't know or you've never heard of Lincoln, if I drew you a map, is that going to do you any good? No. You got to know where it is. You got to know where you're going, right? And it doesn't matter. I could give you a blueprint of Lincoln, but unless you know why you need to go there, and unless you're going there to begin with, it doesn't make much sense. So for me to give you a blueprint in Visalis, for me to give you a for me to give you a blueprint in Visalis. So we know what the blueprint is for Visalis, don't we? You get in, you do a getting started training, you hit Rockstar Challenger, you shoot your video, you go public, you hit Rockstar Challenger, you move those people to a challenge party, you repeat the process over and over and over and over again. And I can give you that blueprint. You all know that blueprint. But unless you know why you need to use that blueprint, or how to get to that blueprint, or why that blueprint is important, you'll never actually use it. It doesn't matter what the blueprint is. Just know that it's there. But most importantly, you got to work on what's between your ears every single day. And what's between your ears, not necessarily, I'm not referring to what most people usually refer to, which is what you take in. And I would like to talk a little bit about that through your community and through your surroundings. What's more important is your connection to who you are as an individual and what's important to you and the value that you want. You know, leadership is very simple. Leadership is being able to influence other people, to be able to help them get and achieve their goals. But it's most importantly, it's getting out there and inspiring other people through your own connection and through your own story. You know, what's your 90-day challenge story? What are you working on right now? Because that's the biggest, most important story that you can possibly have. And you know, when we launched Canada with the Body by Buy challenge, guys, it was insane. And where you guys are sitting right now with the Project 10 challenge, it's exactly the same. You know, you got to ask yourself, what's got, you know, to kind of switch gears a little bit, what's got Ryan and Russ and all the ambassadors that are here, what's got Nat and Harvey so fired up like you've never seen them before? Why are they running so hard right now? It's because they know what the opportunity is that we have right here, right now, because they've been there before. They've been here before. They've seen what great success can be had when a community of individuals can come together to help support and love each other. And what they've done here is they've created, what great leaders do is they give their people and they give their teams and they give the people that they love and that they care about, they give them an infrastructure and a community that harbors success. You guys ever notice that some places, some workplaces, everybody hates to be there? You guys ever worked at a place like this?
Yes.
Have you ever worked at a place that you love?
Yes.
Were you more productive in the spot that you loved, or were you more productive in the place that you hated? Place that you loved, right? And you know what your leadership have done here in this local market is they've created a phenomenal environment here for you guys to thrive and to succeed. The most successful markets and the most successful communities, the most successful leaders, they all have one thing in common. And that is that they have a culture and a community of people that look out for each other, that help each other, that love each other, that do not look at things from an upline, downline, sideline environment. They look at one community, one culture, one cause, and they support each other in every way, shape, and form. And what all your leaders have done here, right here in Vancouver is giving you guys that vehicle. And you've got that place to be successful right here. However, if you guys connect with your why, and if you guys really identify what you're doing here and why it is that you want to be here, and you leverage the environment that's been created here for you and amongst each other, and you couple that with the timing that you have right now with the Project 10 launch, you can't not lose. You can't not lose. What's the only remaining piece from this whole thing? It
You.
really just comes down to who's going to challenge more people. That's it. Who's going to challenge more people? Miller, who's going to challenge more people?
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, continue.
We talk about building that fun community of cause and effect where, people are challenging each other and we have the sidelines that work together as one family and create that tight-knit bond. Your leaders at the top are always doing the exact same thing. If you're a husband and wife, you can challenge each other to see who can challenge more people. If you have friends that are cross-line to you or friends in your team, you can challenge each other to go out and challenge more people. But the ambassadors get it. They understand it. It comes down at this point in time to who's going to go and challenge the most amount of people. What I